for three, and that's good. Gain the zone. Shot, it's good! That's been all. Pulls up, knocks it down! Senior night number 2 from the Luke Urban Fieldhouse this week. Tonight it's the boys' turn as the Bears from New Bedford Voke take the trip to Fall River. Hello again, everybody. I'm Evan Masser, joined tonight by Brendan Kelly. Great to have Brendan back. I know you were off last night. We added that one in, but good to have you back, Brendan. So, tonight now the boys, they're coming in at 500. Actually, both teams are. New Bedford Voke 9-9, Durfee boys 7-7. Basically the same number of games yet to go, and it's crunch time. You said it. It's every game matters right now, and neither team really has a surefire destiny. They have not qualified.
Yeah, both teams need to play well. The dog days of the winter are over right now. Every game matters, a little more magnified right now, especially for the Hilltoppers. They got to get on a roll, and they're going to have a lot of opportunities in the next 10 days to get on that roll.
Yeah, if you include tonight, 6 games in 10 days, kind of a stormy weather pattern. Let's hope that doesn't come into play. It already has earlier this year. The Hilltoppers, there's been a level of inconsistency really on the boys and the girls side of things. Both started really well. A lot of times, at least in the seasons now that we've been doing games together, we'd see them kind of scuffle a little bit and start slow, and then they build. It's kind of been the opposite this year, and I think that maybe it's lent to some of the frustration, at least watching.
Yeah, it's been very up and down for the boys. That quick start seems like a long time ago now. So they're going to have to really kind of find themselves once again at this time of the year if they want to continue to play in a couple weeks.
We all know how much of a player Ja Stevenson is, but last year had other shooters on the team that could kind of give him those openings. This year, he's the guy to defend. It's time for others to start stepping up, because when he's double teamed, there's not much working.
Yeah, and then that big start in December and early January, guys were making shots, so we know we can do it. They know they can do it. They've done it this year. They're just going to get that confidence, see the ball go through. They'll be fine.
Well, we'll look for a big first quarter and see if that'll set the tone for either side tonight, because New Bedford Voke has had that same inconsistency bug. Win one, lose one, win one, lose one. So we'll see what tonight brings. The senior night ceremony will air at halftime, so stay with us for that. We pre-recorded that already, so we'll have that for you at the halftime break, but the opening tip right after this break. Stay with us.
Hi, my name is Stephanie MacArthur. I am the Director of Traffic and Parking. Implementing a parking ban is essential to ensure access for emergency vehicles and to allow snowplows to safely and effectively clear the roadways. Notification of a parking ban will be made as early as possible to ensure that the residents can relocate their vehicles if necessary. Generally, vehicles should be parked opposite side of the fire hydrant. Parking ban decisions are storm dependent. For information on where to park during a parking ban, especially when accumulating snow is expected, please visit our website at www.fallriverma.gov. In addition, during a parking ban, you may call my office at 508-324-2123 or the mayor's office at 508-324-2600. These lines will remain open throughout the duration of the parking ban. Thank you for your assistance and cooperation.
You wouldn't be on your phone here. You shouldn't use it here.
Go, 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 go. Where are they? Where are they? Get off your phone! We lost again because of you.
You wouldn't be on your phone here. You shouldn't use it here. You wouldn't be on your phone here. You shouldn't use it here. Don't let your intelligence be artificial.
Get your info from a real person and not a newsfeed. Show up, FRPS, and lock it away for new beginnings.
We welcome you back, everybody, inside the Luke Urban Fieldhouse. Evan Massoud and Brendan Kelly with you as we are just about ready for basketball. Finally, we saw a great JV game, but talk about a little behind schedule. Nobody's fault. It's just the way it is sometimes. We got here to start setting up at 5, and freshmen still had over 5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. That never happens. Usually JV's already underway. So that's why, folks, we're a little late here. This is not back to the old days of 7 o'clock starts, although I wouldn't mind that. But nonetheless, varsity finally ready to rock and roll here at Durfee on senior night. We did cut in live like we did last night for the ceremony. If you happen to miss it, don't you worry, because it was recorded, and we will be re-airing it during the halftime break. So you'll still get to see it again if you missed it live. But with the lag time in between that and then it goes out of bounds. The lag time between finishing senior night and then more warm-ups, easier to record it so we can see it again during the actual broadcast here. So, Brendan.
A lot of festivities.
A lot of festivities. It's also elementary and middle school night for the boys side of things. So some of the players, coaches here from other schools. Of course, tomorrow night is the middle school championships, which we will be live for right here. One of our Fred TV students, Jacob Correa, will be broadcasting for us. And we will be set up shop here as well for that. So we did it for the girls last week, and now the boys this week. That's a 3 in the corner, and it's good. And senior night starts off well for the Hilltoppers. DeAndre Harris with the triple. Starters for the Bears. Number 1, Demetrius Baptiste. We'll hold a second here as they steal it. Durfee taking it back, painted area. That's going to be an offensive foul. And it's going back the other way. Harris, who just hit the 3 with the charge there. So starters for the Bears, Demetrius Baptiste, number 1. Number 3, Chris Rivera. Number 10, Dorian Fortes. Number 15, Nazia Bulger. And number 23, Malik Pyers. And Rob Delalue, the head coach once again for the Bears. He is in his 4th season as head coach. You may remember him from BCC. He was the head coach for men's basketball here in Fall River at BCC a while back. And now in his 4th season as the leader of the Bears. Brendan, Durfee's starters tonight, all seniors.
Yeah, Durfee starting on senior night, going all seniors. Number 0, Jaden Cabral. Number 1, Ben Sherry, who's a traditional starter. Number 4, DeAndre Harris, who hit that 3. Number 12, Yadi Catanega. And number 23, Jaden Souza, who's also a traditional starter right here. So Durfee going with all seniors, which is a classy move by Coach DeCruz, and DeAndre Harris making the most of his start right now. He's been very aggressive, hitting a 3, hitting that floater, and a nice take that he got called for an offensive foul.
And not surprised, this is the usual thing as a 3 on the other side for Forts. This is typical for senior night to see all the seniors try to get in, or most of them. We saw Jeff Karen do it last night for the girls. Joe DeCruz doing it tonight, of course, for the boys. And for Joe and for Jeff, the typical thing is you get a couple freshmen. Sheesh, I don't know where that came from. Start that thought over. You get a couple starters and a couple non-starters. That's my point. So you kind of got a good mix there on the court for the senior class. I don't know where freshmen came from. Goodness gracious. Maybe I'm thinking of Coach Delalue's roster. He's got a lot of underclassmen on this team, a young Bears team. He was talking to me about that pregame. It's nice to see him. It's been a few years since got to see him and his team in basketball. So,
well, it's cool to see Rob come into the gym. You know, you spoke about it beforehand. He started the BCC program and had, you know, a number of really good years. And, you know, it was a big deal when BCC got athletics back, you know, specifically men's basketball. And Rob did a real good job pretty early on there. And he comes into Durfee's gym, and a couple of his guys that, you know, helped start out that program. Frank Stevenson, you know, Ja's father, was one of the first players on those teams, instrumental in the startup of that program. Darren Tucker, who played on there. So it's real cool to see Rob get some love in Fall River because, you know, Fall River gives it back here. You know, he's a nice part of Fall River basketball history with BCC.
Well, Ben Sherry kind of got trapped there now. Harris wants another triple, no good. Right into the hands of Sherry. He's fouled. He'll go to the line. 7-7 the score. Harris with all 7 Durfee points. As you said, making the most of the start as the Bears get hit with their second foul.
And DeAndre Harris has had a nice year coming off the bench. You know, Coach DeCruz spoke about it in, you know, his little speeches about the seniors, that he's really maximized his role. And, you know, I've known DeAndre for 4 years, seen him play. He can fill it up quick when he gets going. You can see he's engaged right now. He's looking for a shot, and, you know, he's making some right now with the first 7.
Ben Sherry 1 for 2 at the free throw line. How about that steal? Coming full steam ahead. Another offensive? Yes, it is. Well, you know, I'm okay with this because I like that Durfee's being aggressive and trying to drive the lane. I can get over some of those.
Yeah, from an offensive flow standpoint, too, it doesn't look bad right now. One of the things I always struggle with as a coach in both sports is the flow of a senior night.
Yeah.
It's a constant reminder to the kids, and I think all of us as coaches do it. Once the festivities and the pictures and the flowers and all that stuff is over, you're going to play a game.
Yeah.
And I've been on both ends where, you know, you're a visiting team on another team's senior night and you can kind of go and jump them because they're not ready to play.
Right.
Or you're on the other end where you pay attention to the flowers a little too much and you're not ready to play. These are tough nights as coaches, and we talked about in the pregame, this is go time for Durfee if we want to be playing in a couple weeks. So
yeah,
Durfee's really going to flip the switch and play basketball. And Joe's going to do that too as a coach. You get a lot of pressure. These senior nights have expanded, shall I say, in the last handful of years. And, you know, it's a lot of pressure on the coaches to make sure, you know, you put on the right show and all that stuff. And it's tough sometimes for coaches to get back into that full-blown coach mode right now. So, you know, I know Coach DeCruz is doing that on the sideline. It's go time right now for the Hilltoppers.
Couple fouls here while Brendan sharing his thoughts of senior night. And but it's true because, and on top of it, this place is pretty full. I mean, I know we only have one side of the bleachers open, but the crowd was very animated during JV. And it feels like a big game in here, which is nice. Good atmosphere to start things off.
Yeah, nice way to start this 6-game stretch we talked about. You know, 6 games, 10 days, vacation on the horizon. It's just, you know, long winter days, long winter weeks, fast months, if that makes any sense at all.
Well, and it's certainly not going to be a vacation for the boys because they have a bunch of road games next week. Harris with another basket. The boys have the Quincy tournament, and then they got North Quincy on Thursday on the cutoff day to end the year. So if there's any other weather, we mentioned that in the open, there's really no time because Arlington got rescheduled last weekend to this weekend. And if there's more issues this weekend, I don't know. Coach DeCruz was like, I don't know where we're going to make up the games.
Yeah, the only thing that you could think of, and this happened in 2015.
Yeah.
The MIA uses some common sense and gives a couple days grace period. Durfee North Quincy is not the only team playing on that cutoff date. So,
right.
You know, and if there's anything wacky from a weather standpoint, which
if it matters, they'll make sure the game gets in.
Yeah.
You know,
the MIA uses common sense when it comes to that stuff, and you know those scenarios. You know, they happen. They happen more times than you think. So.
Oh, of course they do. Plenty of places out out in western and central Mass that get a lot more snow than us.
Yeah.
So
Cartagena with a very nice attack to the rim.
well, the seniors getting it done for Durfee here in the first quarter. Got themselves a 5-point lead.
Yeah, I like the aggressiveness that, they're playing with right now. And all these guys that are on the floor, too, they've played minutes throughout the season and have done a nice job role playing. So this isn't their first extended time. Guys have come in. DeAndre Harris played some big minutes in the Skip Cam tournament. Jaden Cabral had a really good game against O'Brien this past week. Souza and Ben Sherry are starters, so this isn't new territory by any stretch.
That was Ben Sherry's second foul. The and one was no good. Travel against Sherry that time. That was Bulger with the basket and then the foul shot. She missed the and one.
Tough drop back over there. Ben's done, we've talked about this multiple times over the last 2 years. He's done a really nice job kind of embracing a position he didn't grow up playing. He's not a center, and he's...
Well, that's a great feed down low for the Bears. Braden Pyers with the deuce. 1-point game again.
Yeah, Sarah, to finish my thought, he's done a real good job over the last 2 years of, last year kind of being forced into that role. This year really embracing it and doing a nice job.
Bad pass there will turn the ball over.
And another tough part right now, coaching-wise, at least with me, is now we're integrating a little bit more of a natural rotation that they've done out through the school year.
Right.
Guys that are used to starting, coming off the bench right now, 2-minute mark, minute 50 mark in the first, it's really like the 8-minute mark to them as Stevenson comes right away.
Oh, wow.
Disrupts.
And look at Correa took it right back after the bad pass. And now the Bears will reset. That did hit the rim, so now 30 seconds to work with. Little jumper from the free throw line, no good. Sherry going up the ladder to try to retrieve it. Little bump there to Stevenson. It is Durfee ball.
Durfee's going to do a good job, as always, cleaning up the boards. Not the biggest team in the world, but match up pretty well here with New Bedford Voke. They're going to do a good job of limiting their opportunities. New Bedford Voke in a little bit of an extended 2-3 right now. Really going to kind of force Durfee to chuck it.
And Teixeira wanted the shot there, and he was covered up. Another bad pass. That's twice now thrown away by Alvin. Got to protect the ball.
A lot of teams we've seen this year try to speed up.
Yeah.
Durfee, I remember the Brockton game that you and I did. They went back and forth to really eliminate an airspace. And right now, Voke's kind of sitting back in a very traditional 2-3 zone.
But that's where you get some of those bad passes. It forces it a little bit.
Listen, 2-3 zones in basketball circles have kind of gotten a bad rap of late. And
Stevenson sets for three. It's good.
I've always been a fan of a well-played 2-3 zone, but Ja keeps hitting shots like that. They'll get out of that really quick. I don't care what you have.
Loose ball, open layup, put back by Pyers, who, after coming in from the bench, has quickly put up a half dozen points.
Yeah, that was a great move right to the finish.
Open, Sherry, corner, three.
And that's valuable for Durfee when you're able to pull your quote-unquote center to the three-point line and knock down shots. It adds an extra element for that.
Oh, kind of a stark contrast to some of the first quarters we've seen lately that were low scoring between a couple of the girls' games we did. Diamond Boys, kind of a slow start as well, even though that went to double OT. And so here, high scoring. 18-15. Souza picks up the foul. Durfee at the limit here in the first with seconds left. So 2 shots for the Bears. And number 15, Nazia Bulger.
Yeah, big time positive for Durfee right now. I think their offensive flow has been pretty good with the exception of a couple of confusing turnovers. They've really been aggressive offensively and put the ball in the basket. Like you said, 18 points, 18's not crazy, but, you get into a handful of games sometimes this year, you see it's tough to buy baskets.
Yeah. 3 seconds. Oh, from another time zone. Stevenson with the exclamation mark on a 21-point first. That was from NBA range.
And that'll pull you out of that 2-3 zone real fast. And I'm
sure
sure
will.
Rob is looking with his coaches right now, and they're thinking maybe we'll go a little bit something different defensively right there, as 3 threes last 3 possessions from Durfee. Fantastic.
And don't forget, Harris opened with a 3, so that was 4 from the arc. Quite a start for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, as we've seen in the past, Durfee feeds off of their good starts. When things are going well, Durfee tends to turn their energy up well here, and I think that's a fantastic first quarter that Durfee had right here. Good quick starts out of the second quarter could go a long way.
And that's kind of also why, from an aggressive, the aggressive standpoint, right? I'm okay with those couple offensive fouls, because it's showing that they're trying to get to the lane, and eventually what's going to happen is, if you get New Bedford a little shifted here, those are not going to be offensive later on. They may end up being defensive fouls, and you're earning shots at the line. So there's another positive to that as well.
Yeah, at this time of the year, you don't want to be so predictable offensively. You want to have different looks. You want to have different ways of scoring. When Durfee's run into some trouble this year, it's when their offense can get stagnant and become very predictable. Here you got 6 different guys scored in the first half. First quarter. Jalen Lambert in the game for the first time, second game this year, brings a nice element. Very long, athletic junior wing for Durfee.
Stevenson pulls up, little short front of the rim, and Teixeira getting called on a foul there.
Yeah, I try to, as a reps ambassador, I try not to critique there. That was a little ticky-tack right there. Tough one, 30 seconds into the first.
Well, I think the issue is, and let's bring it up since it just happened, is there has been an incredibly inconsistent call this year, and that's the dual possession, the jump ball. And we're seeing it. Teixeira gets the basket there. We're seeing it where there are times they're calling a dual possession with only one hand for the opponent on the ball. And correct me if I'm wrong, but for years of watching these games, dual possessions, when you get 2 players wrapped around that ball, like kind of in a tug of war. The whistle's been a lot quicker this year, and it's leading to inconsistencies with the call. I saw that, and I saw his hand hit the ball as well. Thought maybe you'd see it, because honestly, there were literally calls last week that were like slaps at the ball, and they were called a dual possession. And I said, how do you call that?
Yeah, maybe initiative from the board and certain referee boards that, it might be something that they're looking to hit the whistle a little bit quicker, avoid any extended tie-ups.
Oh, totally.
In play and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't necessarily have the answer with it, but I would totally agree with you that it looks to be an initiative that you've seen as Durfee gets called for their 3rd foul in the backcourt in the last 3 possessions, extended it out a little bit.
Yeah. No, it's it's definitely an initiative, because what's happened, and we have seen it, these players get tied up in a tug of war, and then one lets go and the other goes flying, and you can get injured that way. So another foul.
Ev, I was going to give the Evan Massoud flow meter was fantastic in the first quarter. It was a very quick-paced first quarter, but here we are, just under a minute into the second quarter. Durfee's already right now with 4 fouls. This is what nerves me sometimes about them. When they have some good things happen, they get a little extra animated right now. 4 fouls, 6:53 still left to play in the quarter.
4 fouls in 67 seconds is very, very bad. That's just not a good thing.
Well, you worry about individual
right, exactly.
foul trouble, but
they've spread it out well. There's 8 different players with fouls, and only one of those has 2. That's Ben Sherry. So I guess that's your one consolation, is that they've really distributed it well across the board. As now Pyers on the other side for Voke gets called on his first foul and the team's first foul. That one will go for Jalen Lambert.
Malachi Irvin, the 6th senior. Real nice job. Played some good minutes around the rim, got his hands on some stuff, so some positives. Played good. First-year varsity player, first-year member of the program.
Lane violation.
Joe DeCruz going to trust his guys right now with 4 fouls in the quarter. He's going to continue to extend the pressure.
Oh.
And it's the right call. Good job by Coach DeCruz there. Remember, in the pressure, you don't always get the steals in the backcourt right under the basket. A lot of times, if you run it correctly, things happen at the half-court mark or even the three-quarter court mark. Durfee got that travel.
Now Matt Sherry into the game. Gets the feed. Calling for it across the waist. Texera.
Voke staying in that 2-3 zone right now.
Oh, great blind pass to Matt Sherry, and it's off the back of the iron. Now down low to Texera. Gets tied up with Matt. Keeps it going. No travel. Got the dribble in, and that was a tough rebound with the collision. Teammates. Stevenson, that's off the mark. Can't hook in, and the rebound is going to be secured by Voke. Pyers for the Bears.
Great ball movement by Durfee on that possession right there. Good job getting back on defense. Pace of play is still them.
Good. They got a couple tough rebounds, a couple good open looks, just didn't go, but that's a good possession.
Yeah, again, Durfee does a good job when there's multiple touches on each possession.
Stevenson kicks it out to Texera. Quick 3 from the corner. He's got one.
That's as good of an offensive possession as I've seen all year.
Taken away. Texera with the poke. Stevenson with the give to Lambert. Couldn't get the open layup to go. That one is good on the other side for Jacoby Yarrow.
Voke, a nice job of not really getting frustrated with that turnover, changing the narrative, going right down.
Down low to Lambert. Oh, watch that foot. Close to a travel there. Texera comes storming in. That's no good. A foul coming. And Coach Delalue wanted the travel. I thought I saw something there. That kind of confirming it, seeing it across the way too. But
Durfee, nice job touching the baseline offensively and getting that dive down from Alvin. We're able to attack the rim, drew the foul. I think even the referees, those 4 fouls of that quick minute right now, you got to continue to have a flow of the game for both teams. Nobody's here to watch a free throw marathon or the start and stop of the game with that.
Well, especially after what was such a great first quarter, both sides. That net has seen better days. See, it's frayed at the bottom, keeps getting caught. Got to replace that before playoffs.
I like a nice worn-out net with that. It means it's been taken care of with love with a net.
Texera 2 for 2. He's got 7 points here in the second quarter. Providing for Durfee what Harris provided in the first. Travel.
Another good job by Durfee right now. They're not getting the steals or the turnovers, but they're forcing New Bedford Voke a tad bit out of control once they get into the front court. New Bedford trying to flip it with them right now with a little 1-2-2 action, forcing Durfee thinking inadvertent or referee.
Oh, the shot clock wasn't going. Now the game clock is still rolling. You had a problem with this last night too.
We've talked about it.
Why is it still going?
We talk about it, Ev. We get the sticky buttons.
Daktronics, I'm telling you, they need some real buttons. Not these little pads. They really, for what they cost, it's garbage. Sorry, it's just not a good design. I have used them. No. for what they go for, they got to figure out something better. Long 3 is in and out. That was a good look there for Souza.
Very impressed with Durfee's patient in the half-court sets right now. They've really, and this is exactly where you want to be from a patient standpoint at this time of the year. They've really done a nice job. You can tell that's something that they've worked on and made a point of that emphasis in practice. Not much pressure out of that 1-2-2 to start.
Oh, Sherry keeps it. Nice job. Good footwork. Stevenson from behind gets her. Look at that take to the basket. It doesn't go, but it doesn't get any more acrobatic than that, Brendan.
For some, that's a forced shot. That's a normal shot for Stevenson.
It is.
That's as routine as it comes right there. It just didn't fall in right there. I really like the ball pressure and assertiveness from Jar on the defensive end right now. He not that he doesn't defend. He's a very good defender right now, but he does so much on the court. It's tiring. You have to pick and choose sometimes what your main focus is, and he's such a good scorer right now, but he's really, really pressuring the ball defensively.
Souza going to try it again. Knocks it down. Just missed the last time, goes for it again, and that's Durfee's 6th from three-point land.
This will be great for Durfee. Souza really established that three-point shot that he saw and was hitting very frequently the first part of the season right now. It's a long season. There's peaks, there's valleys, there's ups and downs for every single basketball team. It's how you finish and how you continue your flow right now. It'll be real important for Jaden Souza. Get that shot back, get that confidence back, and that's a huge threat for Durfee.
Well, all these things that you're mentioning are things that we talked about in the open and things that Coach DeCruz said to me after we did our open, and that is the inconsistency is a problem, and it has been, and both teams have struggled with it. You know, one team's a bit younger than the other. New Bedford Voke is versus Durfee. But, you know, the biggest thing, and I said it to you was, and you came right out and said it as well, that we know the talent's there for Durfee. Just for whatever reason, it wasn't clicking here through much of the middle portion of the season. Right now, this is what you should be seeing on a regular basis. They're spreading it out, good ball movement, good defense, good passing with the offense, and they're making the shots when they have them.
We talked about it often. There was some bizarre gaps in the schedule.
Oh, gosh.
And
terrible.
That can ruin some flows, and, you know, a bad day here or, you know, whatever. It can get a lot. It can be a lot during the season.
Yeah.
You know, and right now there's no time better than to really, really turn it up a notch for Durfee.
Well, at least you'll be seeing opponents regularly, so that's one thing you can say is they're going to have a lot of court time. You know, Durfee girls just kind of experienced it. We were here last week, and last Tuesday, and then yesterday was their first game since Tuesday. They had almost a week off again. Like, that should not be happening this late in the year, and that's not a criticism to anybody who makes the schedule. It's just an observation because, I mean, sometimes you just got to go with what's there, but it's tough when you get into the grind of the season and now you're in a playoff push and then, I got to sit a week and not see an opponent. That's my point.
Brandon Pius for New Bedford Volks played some big minutes. He's around the rim finishing.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I got him for 8 points right now. It might be 10. There was a basket I missed. I'm not sure if it was him or if it was Cordero. So we'll check that at halftime. But he's got at least 8 points by my count, maybe a little more. There's Durfee's 5th. But luckily they played 4 minutes here, 4 minutes without a foul. So they'll be at the limit. But it's only going to be 2 minutes and 20 seconds worth of being maxed out. Second foul against Stevenson, both coming here in this quarter.
Jonah Correa did a real nice job on that fast break. He kind of was waiting. It looked like he was out in front.
Yeah.
Jaws very fast, caught up to him, waited for just enough contact to get himself to the free throw line and put Stevenson on the bench for what I would assume would be the last 2:20 with 2 fouls.
Another one coming. And that's going to be on, looks like on Vlasden. Yeah, Vlasden Lopes Pereira. He just came in. So again, team at the limit, his first personal. And now 2 shots for Forts. First trip to the line, that one kicks back, no good.
This is without a doubt the Brendan Kelly closeout time right now. We're just about 2 minutes left to go in the quarter. Great first half. long beginning of the game, a lot of waiting around. You know, that's tough as a player, too. You're in school all day, you're thinking about the game, you're excited about the game.
Oh.
Little abnormal pregame.
Yeah.
And Durfee's done a real nice job coming out here. You want to make sure you're going into the half with that same positive stuff that you've had all first half.
Baptiste with his third foul. Teixeira kicks it back. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, and the fact, too, that never mind just the festivities, extended break. Teixeira for three. There's another one.
Durfee's shooting really well right now.
Really well.
As I go to the statistician, is that 7 threes to start the
7 threes for Durfee. And I got to tell you, too, during warm-ups, they looked good. They were shooting right to our left. They looked good during warm-ups. Teixeira now off balance. Doesn't go. The tip back won't go. And the rebound to Pyers.
Listen, I'm still an old-school believer in a good warm-up, get you ready to play a game.
Yeah.
And I know basketball culture has kind of turned into, you know, cool warm-ups and go at your own pace. And you get brainwashed. You see NBA players, and you go to a game, they're not warming up very hard, but you forget they've warmed up and they've been playing for 2 hours beforehand.
Yeah.
That's their last thing. So a good warm-up usually translates
Souza.
to a good start.
Nice job by Lopes Pereira to get there. Now Lambert trying to go underneath, kind of a scoop layup. That doesn't go. Under a minute here in the first half. Durfee up by 11 and looking to add. Good feed down low. Teixeira puts it up. That doesn't go. The second chance there. Now corralled by Lopes Pereira. He'll kick it out. Souza drives. Oh, hands it off. Not a bad idea. I would have liked him to take that shot, though.
No, as chaotic as it looked, they were playing natural and really not thinking so. I don't think there was anything. Obviously, it ended in a turnover and not a basket. But when they're not thinking and they're playing in their natural flow, that's a good sign for Durfee.
And that was good flow. Pyers again. He's into double figures unofficially for the Bears.
They're playing old school big boy basketball underneath the basket.
20 seconds. Shot clock is off. See if Durfee can add a couple more going into the locker room. Lambert in the paint. Spin move. Beautiful.
Great finish. Lambert's been around the rim all first half. Just needed to see one go in right there, and that was a really nice turnaround move. Just what he needed going into halftime.
Great first half for the Hilltoppers on senior night. A 37-26 lead. And, you know, the Bears are not playing badly either. That's the best part here. It's a competitive game for both sides.
Yeah, Rob always has his guys prepared. We've talked about the SEC conference numerous times this year. Durfee's done a really nice job against a quality opponent.
Yeah, absolutely. Just because they're D3 doesn't mean really anything, honestly. It's a good team over there with a college-level coach. So, all right, folks, we promised you senior night, so we're going to share that with you now in case you missed it earlier, and we will see you on the other side with the third quarter right here on Fred TV.
Hello and welcome to tonight's basketball event between the Greater New Bedford Vocational Bears and your Durfee Hilltoppers. Before we begin, we would like to take a moment to celebrate our cheerleading and basketball senior Hilltoppers. We wish you all luck in your future endeavors. We thank you for your commitment and hard work to the program. We'll start with our cheerleaders. Ava Ferreira, escorted by Nia, her best friend, Aunt Liz, and cousin Liani. Ziana Butler, accompanied by her mom Linda, brother Juju, sisters Anaya, Ali, and Rihanna, and Uncle Jordan. and Nia Benitez, and her dad Chris, stepmom Rose, and sisters Nyla and Natalie. And for our basketball players, Malachi Irvin Pyers, escorted by Jenna Rivera and Antonio Andrade. Malachi is a one-year player with a 1 year as a varsity player for the Hilltoppers. His hard work and dedication to the program and past season speaks to the young man he is on and off the court. His work ethic and commitment to his team demonstrates his willingness to be part of something bigger than himself. Malachi, your teammates and coaches, thank you. Number 4, DeAndre Harris, escorted by Edna Mendes, Luana DePina, Emily DePina, Calfini Morea. DeAndre is a 3-year player with 1 year on varsity for Hilltoppers. His leadership and positive attitude this past season has been important in a number of ways. DeAndre was always willing to do the little things and played his role as best he could for the program. He exemplifies what a role player is and how it plays a major factor in team basketball. DeAndre, your teammates and coaches, thank you. Number 12, Yadiel Cartenia, escorted by Narika Condi and Joshua Rivera. Yadi is a 4-year player with 1 year on varsity for the Hilltoppers. His positive attitude and selfless mindset speak volumes to who he is as a person on and off the court. His willingness to support his teammates and understanding of the we, not me mindset has been extremely valuable and greatly appreciated. Yadi, your teammates and coaches, thank you. Number 0, Jaden Cabral, escorted by Bianca Moniz and Jeff Cabral. Jaden is a 4-year player with 1 year on varsity for the Hilltoppers. His positive attitude, selfless mindset, and work ethic are values that every team needs. Jaden worked extremely hard in every practice and never made excuses. Jaden always put the team first and made excellent use of his minutes when stepping on the court. Jaden, your teammates and coaches, thank you. Number 23, Jaden Souza, escorted by Justin Iyer, Damian Flynn, Jonathan Souza, John Souza, and Jessica Souza. Jaden is a 2-year varsity player for the Hilltoppers. His abilities to spread the floor and knock down shots from beyond the arch proved to be a major factor in the team's success this season, including career-high 23 points against Hingham in the first round of the Skip Karam tournament. His IQ and love for the game is truly admirable. Jaden, your teammates and coaches, thank you. And number 1, your captain, Ben Sherry, escorted by Nancy Furtado, Jay Sherry, and Matt Sherry. Ben is a 4-year player with 3 years on the varsity for Hilltoppers. Ben's work ethic, dedication, attitude, and leadership have all played nothing short of amazing over his career. His willingness to put his team first above all abilities to perform and give honest effort every night are truly admirable. He's the epitome of what a captain represents, and we have been extremely fortunate to have him on our side over the past 4 years. Ben, your teammates and coaches, thank you. Congratulations again to all our seniors. We'll have a 5-minute warm-up time before our game starts.
It off. Back to Romero. Romero forges ahead. Touchdown, Hilltoppers.
Coming in, you're really scared. You might be a little nervous, but I think being a part of a team gives you friends who can come with you all the way through high school and then coach is looking out for you. I think as an athlete, you can improve and learn like the art of dedication.
That shot taken. Cadet will take the shot and score.
Hard work pays off. Like from my freshman year, starting off hardly knowing anything about sports to now my junior year, having almost all the school records in track and field. I feel like this school shows a lot of opportunities in classrooms and out of classrooms.
High flip to Espinal. Open three. Got it! Big time hit from Granum.
Durfee has such a great community, such great pride. You know, we're people who love to be here, we love to compete, we love to play, and it's such a great opportunity.
Corralled by Camara, full steam ahead. Weaving through traffic, takes the shot, and it's good! Camara, coast to coast!
I've made a lot of great friends playing sports. I really appreciate how it fosters a community amongst all of the athletes, even in between sports seasons.
Good pass up the field, gets some good backspin on it, and it is a loose ball! Shot, and it's good! To tie it. It's good! Medeiros on the PK!
You have a lot of support and a lot of people around you. It's a good environment, especially the sports teams.
Great. O'Connell with the three, and the lead is over 30.
I know how much pride it takes to be a topper, so it made me work harder so I can be more successful.
It's really great to just be able to learn accountability, reliability, just getting involved in school, and I feel like the best way to do that is to join a sport.
In the air in a deep left field. Coppola heading back at the wall. It's gone! 3-run home run for Montilla, and it's a 2-run game. Welcome back, everybody, to the Fieldhouse. The third quarter has just begun, and the Bears starting off with a brick there off the side of the glass. Gonna get the and one in the basket to start things off. Let's hope that doesn't mean foul trouble to start this quarter, Brendan, because Durfee started with a lot of fouls, and that's called against Sherry. I thought it was against Texera. But it's against Ben Sherry.
Yeah, if I'm Coach DeCruz, I'm going to the table right now, making sure, because
now
he's going to have some tough decisions to make right now regarding Ben Sherry and playing 10 seconds into the half.
So that's a 3-point swing right there for the Bears.
Voke coming out with a little bit of pressure in the backcourt.
Malik Pyers there with the basket and one. But Texera was the one that was near there. I didn't see Sherry near that play.
Well, his reaction after the play said it, that, you know, he assumed he had the foul. Again, if I'm the Cruz, I'm sending one of my assistants right now, making sure. Can't just assume that it was on there and there's an error, because it's on the board with the foul.
3 is no good.
Great jump by Lambert. Kind of tried to out-jump him to get that rebound.
Really good rebound. Texera was there to help. Stevenson driving the lane, left-handed into the basket's good.
Fantastic finish. Ja coming off the bench, being a little bit different than what he's normally used to right now. It's been quiet for his standards.
Yeah. But tonight, everyone else picking him up. That's the key. Another putback from Malik Pyers, and he's got all 5 points here to start the third for New Bedford Voke.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of great dish off and a better block by Pyers.
Great block.
I've always been more of a fan of a more balanced offense, although some of the teams I've coached would say very much otherwise. But being on this side now, usually good things happen when things are spread out a little bit more.
Coach DeCruz talking now to the official. I'm wondering if it's about that foul call. Souza puts up the 3, no good.
Well, unfortunately right now, a little bit more of game time and real time has passed right now. I don't know how much you're going to get it. Luckily, New Bedford Voke's 3 of those right there.
Yeah, they haven't gone.
Fallen.
Slow start, though, for this third quarter. Souza out to Stevenson, wide open, top of the key, and it's good.
Yeah, he's going to start heating up right now. That's his 3rd three-pointer of the game right now, shooting that one in rhythm right at the top of the key.
Teixeira had 10 points in the first half. They all came in the second quarter. Tally up some quick numbers here. 9 points for Harris in the first quarter, nothing in the second, so 9 for him, though. Good minutes for him. Another tough shot, and Pyers is been the man here for about 2.5 minutes.
Old school, grab the offensive rebound, muscle it in.
Lambert back out, cross to Stevenson, baseline drive. Gets it back on the block, out to Souza, now around to Lambert. Good passing for Durfee again. That's no good.
There's still a lot of clock on that last one right there. I think sometimes we get into the teens on a shot clock. We stop panicking, don't realize just how long a shot clock at the high school level can be.
Nazia Bulger with the basket. And it's going right back to the Bears, I believe.
Good pressure from the Bedford Voke. I will tell you one thing. Watching Voke throughout this whole thing right now, Durfee's held a lead most of the time, but they've never allowed Durfee to really extend it. They're hanging around.
Right.
And not that Durfee hasn't had opportunities to extend it, but Voke's just hanging around. They're not shooting particularly well. They're doing decent in the press, making Durfee turn the ball over right now. They're doing a good job staying in this game, especially on the road. And a non-traditional opponent. I know we've played them the last couple years, but this isn't a traditional Durfee opponent, Voke.
Yeah, and they haven't seen each other. This is a one and done late in the season. They didn't get to play earlier in the year. It's not a series. It's just a pickup game, if you will. That foul on Stevenson, by the way, so he's got 3 and Ben Sherry has 3. Something to keep an eye on. Lambert going to go for 3. That's no good. Poked away by Teixeira, and he scrambles to the corner. And talk about a scramble. Bulger out of nowhere to steal that back.
Yeah, now we're going to start talking about individual foul situations. And with the way Stevenson attacks.
What a move. It's off the mark, though.
You worry about a cheap offensive foul.
Yep.
In just his natural flow and natural ability.
Well, since those 2 offensive fouls early in the game that Durfee was called on, they have not been tagged with one yet. How about that block?
Yeah, Sherry, good job. Kind of trusted himself right up there. Straight up. He couldn't get any more straight up with that, but sometimes the bang-bang of those type of plays with the officials.
Oh, great feed to Stevenson. Another good rebound as Malik Pyers has become a presence here in the third quarter.
A big body fills up a lot of space down low at the high school level.
Got 7 points in this quarter alone, 9 for the game. And he's had some key rebounds. That will not go, but boxed out enough, and he got the rebound. Puts it up, no good this time. Oh, Lambert and Sherry colliding again. And it's out of bounds. It turns it back to New Bedford Voke.
Big defensive series for Durfee these next couple of rounds. Just because you're in foul trouble doesn't mean you stop playing defense. You have to manage yourself. You got to have good emotional intelligence to play hard, play good defense without fouling. This is going to be a big stretch right now. I don't think we're closeout time right now, but we're definitely.
The break, watch out for Baptiste from behind. And it goes.
That hung up there for as
Wow.
long as it could before it fell down.
That's fantastic. Out of bounds.
Lambert, good job using those long arms with the deflection out of bounds.
Harris back in. Souza out for the time being. Stevenson now up to 13 points with that last layup.
Harris with that great start right now. Hopefully he can come in and continue that aggressive streak.
A little bit of a trap here. Nice redirect there from Baptiste. Stolen. A 3-on-1. Who wants it? Lambert lays it up for 2.
Yeah, that was a fantastic trap. Very under control, organized, and Lambert out in the open, what he does best.
They basically brought Baptiste back to the back court, center court line, and had nowhere to go.
The 4th miss from that exact same spot of this quarter.
Durfee getting hit with foul number 3. Texera's second. Christian Cordero at the line for the first time.
It's a problem you run into sometimes when you give up those second chances, give up those offensive rebounds. Once you get into that painted area, bodies start flying around a little bit right now. It's real tough to come out of there without a basket or a foul.
Oh for 1 at the line. 1 for 2. The Bears are 5 for 12 so far tonight at the free throw line. Not particularly great. Durfee is 6 for 8. Layup is good.
Not very sharp in that press breaker. Guys
No.
going to make sure that they're in their spots. Always
Not
looking
that
for
time.
that ball.
Not that time. Stevenson through traffic. Oh, that's a foul. He got his hand around the neck almost there, kind of head whiplash backwards. Now Baptiste, the senior starter for the Bears, with his 4th foul. He had 3 at the half. It's the first foul for the Bears, and he's going to have to sit.
Yeah, I've seen Voke a couple times this year. He's one of their leaders.
Yeah.
Kind of makes them go some extended time. Nice extra pass.
Blind pass to the corner, never hits the rim. The rebound from Harris, put it up, no good.
Now we're in closeout time right now, Durfee.
Oh, good trap again. Gets through, though. Just checked into the game. Foul on the floor.
Yeah, that's going to be the 4th one on Sherry right there. And that's a tough one right there. You go back to the foul. You go back to the foul that we thought was on Texera.
Yep.
And that one, Sherry's on his heels. The Bedford Voke guard, Rivera, out of control. Now you put it in the officials' hands right now. Now Sherry's 4 right now. You got to assume he's going to go to the bench right now, although nobody's up right now.
With 1:49, honestly, I'm a little surprised.
Well, this is on, hopefully, this is on the assistants right now to make sure that we know that Ben Sherry's got his 4th foul right now.
2 shots made for Rivera.
And I've been known to trust seniors and trust starters in real tough time right now, but you can get some guys in right now to avoid that 4th foul, so you have them available for the 4th quarter.
And that's the thing, and we've had good minutes from a lot of guys. Matt Sherry has not played a lot tonight, Ben's brother. There's minutes there. Good rebound, but it is a 6-point game, and I'm wondering if that's also now the concern, is that this has gotten a little closer.
Well, Voke is hung around the entire time.
Won't go. Juggled. Durfee will get the rebound. Slow it up now. This is, to your point about, use the clock to your advantage. There's 1:05 to go. You got 25 on that shot clock. Slow it down.
Yeah, I would definitely let the clock run down a little bit. I'd be looking for a good to great shot.
It's a good drive. It will not go. Reaching in, jarring it loose. Do we have a dual possession? Little extra there.
Not the type of scenarios you want.
No.
Down in this quarter, but you have to go back to the dual possession.
Yeah.
You didn't get your quick whistle right there.
No,
and
nobody really had it secure.
And thus with that quick whistle, you get this opportunity here, and now we have a little extra chatter right now on the sideline when Durfee's up right now. This is where
Lambert's got to cool it.
This is where you have to have, under control.
Yeah.
When you're up. A good opportunity to score right here. Get this back up to 9, 8. You want to be under control with everything.
Durfee has controlled this game right from the start. Oh, watch that foot. Good feed. That's a great feed, a great basket for Harris.
That's an incredible possession. Durfee just needs to string those type together right there. Harris with a great slip, great finish right there. And
3-on-2, Stevenson, the drive, and he's going to get called on a travel. Oh boy. How many times have we seen the step on the drive and he gets rung up for it that time?
Well, I say it all the time, those footwork.
I know.
Footwork now when it comes to, the fast break, the Euro, and the steps and all those things. I don't know how to teach it. It is commonplace. I was from an old school of, especially as a teacher, stop and pop, or if you were lucky enough to be able to jump over somebody.
Right.
But nowadays it's at all levels, and everybody does a good job with that. It was just, mistimed it.
Well, 48-40. And the Bears closed the gap a little bit here. Durfee held to 11, their lowest point total of any quarter. And the Bears putting up 14 there in the third. So 8 points with 8 minutes to go. That's nothing. This is anybody's game still.
Yeah, that was a big possession, Durfee's last, where they were able to get Harris with the little slip and floater.
Right.
That kind of calmed down what was a little bit of a run for New Bedford Voke. And got that back up to 8. Oh, it's better than 4.
Well, and Rivera coming back. The clock was winding down to 0, and there was no urgency getting back, which I'm really surprised by, too. That, considering how fast we've seen him move tonight, I think that was kind of a lost possession for the Bears. They had 10 seconds. That's more than enough time to get down the court and make a quality shot.
Durfee's going to do a good job in the half court right now. Not worried too much about foul trouble, but Voke's had some good looks, especially from three-pointer. They just haven't fallen, and you don't want to go in one of these things. We saw it at New Bedford High, where guys are not making shots for
agreed.
long periods of time, and then they make them when they count down the stretch. So Durfee's going to continue to close out, play well defensively, and as always with them this year, you got to just stay under control. They tend to get jumpy when things are going their way or not going their way.
Well, the Bears with possession first, and they score first here in the fourth.
Listen, talking to a lot of people in basketball circles right now, people think Voke's got what it takes to make a little bit of a run in the Division III tournament.
Oh, that's a foul.
And right now, Durfee's out of control, jumping for the ball. A lot of the things that got them to where they are right now, they're tailing back a little bit.
Yeah, that was kind of a careless foul. Not one that you needed. Let me say, too, good look. Sherry got open in the corner. Wide open three, had all day for it. Just a little off the mark. So I liked that setup as well. Look at this trap. Stevenson and Texera were there. Now trapping again. Jarred it loose, and Stevenson, great play right there. Outstanding defense from Stevenson.
That's a perfect example of not worrying too much, foul trouble, and still playing defense.
Yeah, exactly.
Durfee's in need right now of a real positive possession.
Down low to Sherry. Oh, it doesn't go.
Brother to brother, nice little slip, just didn't make the shot.
For three, no good. Big reach. The putback is good. And that is Braden Pyers.
Old school dirty work.
4-point game.
This is a testament to New Bedford Voke right now. They've didn't break. They've stayed in this game. Now you can see the momentum flow right now as Coach DeCruz calling for a timeout. Good timeout, settle things down.
Yeah, 90 seconds in, well, 88 to be specific to the fourth, a 4-0 run to start it for the Bears.
This is a lot of time right now where momentum shift, and Durfee's got to do a good job of.
Coach very animated at the bench during the timeout.
Yeah, this is energy time right now.
Yeah,
this is energy
and that's
time.
it's not just frustration. He's trying to fire them up, but it's also that there are some mistakes. They stay focused too. That's not a you guys are messing everything up. They've led most of the night. They've played a great game. You got to finish. You have 6.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, this is detail-oriented time right now. This is where every out-of-bounds play. This is where every side-out play. This is where body control, all this stuff comes into play right now. And I speak of this. It's my favorite part of basketball. I love the side-out. I love the special situation stuff. I love time and score, and maybe I love it because I'm sitting on this side right now. maybe. Well, I think maybe I didn't love it as much when you have to navigate through time and score.
Well, I think you have an appreciation for it because you've played and you've coached, and now you get to sit here and analyze it. So I think that always helps. You have that firsthand experience.
Yeah, and this time in February, which we are right now.
Yeah.
The detailed-oriented basketball aspect is so important now.
Teixeira to the corner, back to him, lost it for a second there. Out to Matt Sherry now. Ben in the corner, wanted the three. They covered him quickly. That's a great drive. Baseline layup is good.
Explosive move by Sherry. Much needed basket for the Hilltoppers.
Other end of things, no good. That's a dual possession. Good call.
There's your quick whistle, Ev.
But that's a good one. Both players on it. No need for tug of war. That, to me, is what it should be.
And Sherry did a good job of being that deep in the painted area, not drawing the foul.
Yes, Ben Sherry with 4. Teixeira and Stevenson with 3. Baptiste for the Bears, not on the court. He's got 4. Stolen after the block. Stevenson, second try is good.
Great second effort right there. The Voke player jumped with him, but.
So 4 straight for Durfee out of the timeout. Sherry, notice the conservative though. That's right there. That's knowing you have the fouls. And he backed off a little bit.
Well, I thought it was actually a really good closeout right here. The kid had his feet planted, and I apologize, I say the kid Career. Career had his feet planted. Wasn't really in rhythm, and typical of the way that basketball works, that's the one.
Oh, it doesn't go. Down the court, Sherry backs off. One-on-one, and Correa again.
Yeah, they're trusted. This is extended minutes with your center at the 4. And when you're alone on that island right there, there's literally nothing you can do on that one. You don't risk jumping with them and having that call be in the referee's hands right there. Here we are now down to a 3-point game.
Yeah, 5 straight thanks to Correa. 2 quick shots. And the 8-point lead is now to 1 possession with just over half a quarter to go. Stevenson tries to get it to Sherry down low, and it goes through him.
Yeah, credit Voke. That's good ball pressure. They got 2 guys on Stevens. We've seen that throughout the year right now. Coaches throw different looks at Stevenson, really force him to think. That's a good pass that unfortunately went through their hands.
Well, the defense for the Bears has gotten tighter as the game has gone on, for sure. That's a great feed, but Matt Sherry's going to rip it away. In the lane. Drops it in off the glass.
This is what they teach you at camp when you go in elementary school. Continue to dribble until someone stops you. Nobody stopped Matt Sherry.
Sherry's first basket of the night. Foul coming here against the Hilltoppers. It's against Lambert, his second.
Yeah, unfortunately, you get that big basket on the other end, kind of stop the bleeding, and then you put New Bedford Voke back on the free throw line.
And it's Rivera who's 3 out of 4.
I'd almost, in being on this side I'd almost pull Durfee back and play defense in the half court right now. There's good ball pressure and there's aggressiveness right now, but if you're not getting that initial steal or turnover, you're giving New Bedford a real long runway.
Yeah.
And there's a lot that can go wrong rather than get back play just real tough in your face.
Both free throws
defense.
miss. Jarred loose by Lambert. Took it right out of the fingertips of Forts. Lambert, basket's good.
Fantastic Euro step.
The steal, the layup, and a timeout.
Long arms, great finish right there for Durfee. Jalen Lambert, fantastic finish. Now, important timeouts for both teams right here. Durfee, 2 big important baskets right now. Voke, on the other hand, worked so hard to get back into this game right now. Both teams, I think, coaches want them to settle down.
Yeah.
Coming out of this timeout.
Well, I think at this point in the year here, both teams know they're kind of in must-win situations. They're both at 500. The Bears playing a 22-game schedule. So after tonight, they still have 3 more. Durfee playing 20, still have 5 more because of that logjam in the scheduling we talked about. So there's a lot of pressure here tonight. This is a big game for both teams.
And being around high school athletics and involved in high school athletics for as long as I have, I still don't understand the vocational tournament. That Voke may or may not, I don't know. There's that vocational state tournament, large and small.
Right.
That's played after the regular season, before the state tournament. Games don't count on the arbiter.
Yeah.
It's
not even on arbiter on their page.
I just don't know how you qualify for it. And, you know, Voke has got a very rich volleyball tradition on both the guys and the girls side. They're always playing in it. I just never know if this season is good enough warranted for Voke men's basketball. If they still got more games before their tournament there, too.
Loose ball. Stevenson going to pick it up to the basket. It's good.
Fantastic extra burst of speed. And here's Durfee right now. Really, really good job answering that call when Voke brought it down to 3.
Baptiste is back out there now for the Bears. Foul coming for the Hilltoppers.
Durfee actually did a really nice job of boxing out that possession. The ball just bounced. Not their way to say there. There was white jerseys on green jerseys on a good block out. It was just a tough bounce.
4 fouls now for Alvin.
This is definitely something Durfee's going to have to navigate through these 3 minutes, 32 seconds. The first time we've seen it this year, Durfee's going to play crunch time minutes in foul trouble.
Yeah. That's a big turnover there. Kill some more time, Durfee with another possession.
Well, that's the not playing passive defensively, but being cautious.
Right. Back to Stevenson.
Yeah, Voke hasn't pulled out of their zone right now into any man-to-man pressure. They get that wide open middle.
Stevenson. Oh, he's get clothesline. There's the whistle.
And he's going to go up for 2 right now.
Yeah.
Get this back up to double figures. It's good patience by Durfee.
I'm not sure. Pyers thinks he did nothing wrong. He literally had him clotheslined.
Stevenson's not the easiest guy to guard. He's so shifty. He's very physical for a guard. And you may think you're playing him straight up when you're not.
Well, Stevenson tonight with 17 points so far. This is his first trip to the line. Everything he's gotten to this point has been from the field.
Yeah, which is impressive, too, just because of how naturally, physically he plays the game.
Yeah. $18 points, make it 19, and it's an 11-point lead. Yeah, Durfee has gotten it back to double figures.
Yeah, Durfee, great job, too, just getting back, playing half court, and Stevenson gets a ticky-tack right there.
Enough. That's a little, come on.
Yeah,
it's not been a bad game in terms of the calls, but there's been a couple tic-tacs that have hurt Durfee and put them in this situation. That's one of them.
Yeah, this has the potential. It's a great block, a great rebound by Matthew Sherry. playing some important minutes in the fourth quarter. Kudos to him on a day where, for whatever reason, his minutes are down a little bit right now, being ready to contribute in the fourth quarter. He had that big basket, a couple big rebounds right now.
Well, Harris and Lambert have given such good minutes tonight, and Coach DeCruz sticking with him. Durfee using a timeout here at 2:31 remaining and 17 on the shot clock.
Yeah, that's a long 17 if you want to make it. That can get you right under 2 minutes, or close to it, excuse me.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. And we talked about the schedules here. New Bedford Voke, they are playing tomorrow night on the road at West Bridgewater, Friday at home against Fairhaven, and then next Tuesday their regular season finale on the road at Old Colony. For Durfee, they have...
Well, the Whalers coming in on Friday night.
Whalers coming in Friday night. The makeup game Saturday against Arlington here.
That's a quick turnaround.
Yeah, at 5:30. Then the Quincy tournament.
Does that start on Monday?
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday at Quincy High, and then on Thursday, a 1 o'clock game at North Quincy. So a lot of bus trips up 24 next week.
Ev, what's this, boys volleyball? We're going to Quincy and North Quincy in the same week?
That's what I'm saying, I know.
I've been doing that for 20 years.
I know.
That's the biggest joke with my wife, that when boys season comes, she's like, is this the Quincy, North Quincy Barnstable all-away week?
It's true. You guys are limited. There's not a lot of boys programs down this way.
They're popping up more, but that's always the joke, that you do the Quincy on a Monday, North Quincy on a Wednesday. It's happened 20 years straight.
Stevenson thought he got fouled twice. I thought he did on the inbound pass. They didn't call it.
Matthew Sherry just a little bit below right now. This has the opportunity to be a very long 2 minutes and 17 seconds. If this is any stretch of festivities of the night, this is going to be an entertaining 2 minutes.
Matt Sherry with his first foul. Team at the limit now. Fouls very skewed to Durfee. They've been maxed out in 3 of the 4 quarters. Baptiste at the line. Makes the first.
And what are you going to see? You're going to see Voke really kind of speed their offense up. They're going to be attacking that painted area right now. They're going to try to stop the clock. They're going to try to get to the free throw line and make this game as long as possible.
Well, the thing is then, Durfee should use, to their advantage, the clock here. Slow it down. Stevenson drives, no good.
And that's exactly not it.
No. They used literally 5 seconds of a 35-second clock. So you want to keep the ball out of New Bedford's hands. You can't give it back to them.
Yep, and Voke right away, right to the basket.
Who was that? I'm sorry.
That was...
Is that on Stevenson?
No,
he got fouled. Excuse me, yeah.
Well, Voke wants to stop the clock right now. They're going to actually have to get to that 4. They're going to have to get to that 4 in case they do get it. To that 5, they're going to have to foul.
Yeah. That's the 3rd foul for the Bears. Trying to get it into Stevenson. They got to go to Teixeira.
Full clock right now.
Yeah. Teixeira gets it back. Goes to Lambert. Slow it down. No, Lambert going to drive. It's good.
Basket that Durfee needed at the right time.
Yeah. Baptiste for 3. It's good. And a timeout for the Bears.
Hope Delview with a quick timeout right now. 6-point game, minute 25. Long time to play right now.
62-56, just a 6-point game. I'll say it again. 85 seconds. Slow it down.
Well, they called it. They didn't shoot the ball well, and you just know that you keep getting it because they were good shots.
Yeah.
And when you take good shots, you don't miss them for an entire game. They just come in different times. And Voke, couple threes right here, big one there, takes it from 9 to 6 right now. It's a long minute, 25 seconds. This is where inbounding the ball right now is gigantic. You don't want to have extra on your screens. You don't want to flare on trying to get open right now. Referees are dying to call an offensive foul on a push-off screen in these situations.
Lambert will try to set it in. Got to get it in, they do, to Souza, and he loses it. The basket's no good, out of bounds it'll go, and the Bears will keep it.
Reflection off of Texera with 100% right now. Inbounding the ball in these situations, super important.
Putting Matt Sherry down low. Travel called.
Voke comes up empty, but again, they get a chance right now, set their press back up. 1-2-1-1. They're going to trap the first pass really hard. They're going to allow it into the corner, which is exactly where you don't want to go. And they're going to look for that second one.
And there's the trap. And then get it back to
second one
Lambert.
Was a little too slow.
Yep, and now Stevenson. That's a foul.
Good
second,
foul.
Yeah, Bulger with his second.
A great foul for Voke. It's still only their fourth right now, forcing Durfee to inbound the ball again.
Yep, they had one to give, and they didn't want Stevenson to take it himself. Slows up the play.
Right now, it looks like Voke's going to allow them enter the ball in. A full 35, bring it under a minute.
That would be nice. Now the foul, and that's number 5, and that'll put Stevenson at the line. Bulger with another one. So both teams maxed out now as we're at 1 minute, 1 second to go. Stevenson, the man you want at the line.
Durfee, good job. Get all 4 of the guys right now. Trust your star to make his free throws. Get back. Don't allow Voke a runway. There's no need to have anybody in there right now. He's going to make, I'm on the sideline. You're a star scorer. Make the free throw. We want 4 guys back on defense.
20 points with that free throw for Stevenson. Make it 21. The only player into the 20s tonight. Under a minute to go. An 8-point lead for Durfee. Oh, great feed down low. Pyers. 14-point night for Pyers. Unofficially, of course.
He's had a great night.
He really has.
Voke. Great night for New Bedford Voke. Trying to get the foul right here. I definitely think this was a really nice fourth quarter for Durfee. They were a little bit more on the bend, don't break aspect of it. They got a couple of key baskets on fast breaks, a couple from Lambert. The one to start the quarter from Harris. That was the end of third quarter from Harris, but nonetheless a good one that stops some bleeding. Get the ball in Stevenson's hand right here. Have him finish this out.
Perfect at the line. All 6 free throws for Stevenson coming here in the fourth. Shot clock is off. Corner 3 is blocked. Texera comes in and sends it out of bounds. Bulger wanted the corner. Timeout. Well, as we said, folks, yesterday and earlier tonight, very busy week to finish off our regular season of the broadcast schedule. We don't have any games planned for next week. I know the girls are home for 1 game, but the boys are traveling, and so our regular season broadcast schedule ends this week. Tomorrow, middle school basketball championships.
Who's it, Ev?
It's Morton and Cuss for boys and girls.
Okay.
So Mustangs and Cougars will battle it out for the city championships in the middle school programs. 6:30 and 7:30, back-to-back games, girls and boys.
This place gets packed on
those
it does.
nights.
It's been a real nice tradition the last couple of years.
Uh-huh.
A handful of times we come out here, and it if you look quick, you can mistake it for 90s.
No, it's
Durfee,
true. It's packed
with the
in
crowd
here.
It's a great atmosphere. It's really cool. Get the kids excited.
So we will be live. Our Fred TV student, Jacob Correa, will have the broadcast call, handing the headset over to our student protege. And so he will lead the broadcast, and then Brendan will have Friday's broadcast for us, as I'm unfortunately unable to be there. So Brendan will have you for the Whalers for Big 3. That'll be live on Friday as well to wrap up winter sports regular season, and we will keep our fingers crossed for some playoff games when we get back from the President's Day winter break.
I'm excited to navigate the ship on Friday, and hopefully with the ending of the season, hopefully we're making a road trip, or we're here in an exciting atmosphere night for playoff basketball. And I think both teams are going to do what they need to do, these next 10 days, and I'm confident that, you and I will be going somewhere.
Yeah, the foul there, no shot. No, absolutely. In hockey, with their win that we saw, they got up the latest rankings. They're now 30th. They were 32nd. So Diamond Hockey with the Durfee Co-op and whatnot, they're in a spot where they need one more team at large to get in. Right now there's only 2. If they get a third at-large team, and there's a possibility of that, and they stay at 30, then they would host a prelim game, which would be great, so they don't have to go on the road and play, like the number 1 team somewhere else. So fingers crossed there, but we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. The final score tonight, the Hilltoppers win it on senior night, 66-58, a game they really needed, and a game in which they came to play.
Yeah, it's a big one. We talked about it in the pregame, and they did a real nice job of weathering some storms. Kudos to New Bedford Voke. Like I said, I've talked to some people in basketball circles. They're impressed with this team, and, this is a team that, can go a few deep in the Division III tournament. So
the star of the game, a lot of players with some great minutes, great plays, but Stevenson with 10 fourth-quarter points, 6 for 6 at the line, 23 for the night, the game high. Got to give it to him. He stepped up when he needed to.
Put the ball in your superstar's hand. He'll close it out, and that was one of his better closing performances this year. He's had games where he's gone off scoring-wise, but as far as closing the game out, that was fantastic.
Folks, remember we live stream here on our Facebook page, and with playoff time, crunch time right upon us, like and follow us so you don't miss any announcements. On the other side of things, we upload everything to our YouTube channel under the same name. Be sure to click that subscribe button so you don't miss anything that we post as well. Great game tonight. Always great to see a win, but well played from both sides. Durfee wins it by 8, 66-58. Mike Fernandez running camera. My broadcast partner, Brendan Kelly. Great to be with you on this Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow for the middle school championships. Good night.